All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rakach, Wadash. I want to give them honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone, who teach very well. While not this truth from and sanitation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push this word in our true faith and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh. And today, man, just getting on Greedy E. Because this man, he's one of the most selfish and greediest people upon the planet Earth. The Lord have already given this guy control of the whole planet Earth. You know, he already got the majority of the resources. But just like the horse leech, he cannot be satisfied, man. He's not satisfied with the things the Most High have given him. Because ultimately, this guy's ultimate goal is to be like the Most High. And again, about him trying to be like the Most High or trying to be God upon the planet Earth, he's going to try to hoard all the resources. And what I mean by that, the resources of life, man. Because again, we already know that this nigga, he got all the gold already, got all the silver. He's trying to get all the rare earth minerals and these different things like that. But it's getting to a point when he's hoarding the things that's beneficial unto life, like water, man, and air. He's defiling those things, and he's going to put a ticket on that. Really just putting a squeeze upon everybody upon the planet Earth so this guy can have ultimate control. And again, let me get this word resource, just a regular Google definition. It says resources are all the materials available in the environment. Basically, the things that was made upon the planet Earth for us to use, man. You know, he ain't like Esau created lithium or he created gold or he created H2O. No. These things was given to us by Yahweh Shem Yahweh, but this damn devil, he's finna get ready to pull a ticket on it. Again, he already put a ticket on bottles of water. Imagine how it's going to be when these data centers come out here, man. You know, so let's go ahead and read a little bit more of this. It says resources are all the materials available in the environment which are technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally sustainable, and help to satisfy needs and wants. Now, here's the natural resources that this devil have already cornered the market on. Now, we can see on the right side, precious metals, minerals, and rocks, natural gas, and crude oil. He already have those things locked down. But as you can see, animal resources, man. You know, that's why these guys is trying to push forth lab-grown meat. And it's not like the elites, the bankers, the higher-ups, they eating that. No, they eat whatever they want, even people. But at the same time, it's not like they eating that. No, they eating the best of the best, the creme de la creme, while the servants, the serfs get the biz. It's even getting to a point when China scientists have perfected making a steak out of a bowel movement, man. What type of planet is we living on? But again, the wicked is in power, which throws everything out. Of course, let's go ahead and get that real quick. And we're going to jump back. Let's go to Isaiah 24. This is the book of Isaiah 24. And I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, the earth mourneth and faileth away. The world languisheth and faileth away. The holy people of the earth do languish. And yes, the world is languishing. The world is growing weak because the so-called white man is in control. You know, he don't do things correctly. He don't keep the land Sabbath. You know, beavers are make a dam. These niggas on YouTube dedicated to destroying dams that beavers built. Niggas knock down the whole environment. Again, just mentioning that data center down here in Birmingham, Alabama, nigga knocked down down near a mile worth of trees, 2 miles worth of trees in order for these devils to put that data center there, man. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about the resources. The only thing they care is about putting these people in servitude. Let's go ahead and read a little bit more. It says, the earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Yes, Yahweh Shem Shai have laws, legislations already set up. Even going back into why you in Saudi Arabia getting their land, getting their oil. You in their land making a deal with them. And now all of a sudden you over their business now. No. The Lord have given you your blessing. He giving your dividend. But again, this greedy devil, greedy E, he wants more. You know? So let's go ahead and go back. Again, we can see all the natural resources, and this is all the things that this devil is cornering off the market on. It's going to be a ticket on air. It's going to be a ticket on water. Fuel emissions, you know? Gas already high as hell, but again, that's going to increase, man. Natural gas, for people who have natural gas, that's going to increase. Your gas bill going to be high as hell in the winter. You know, just like the light bill be high as hell in the summer. But again, it's not like this is a series of random events. No, this is the devil showing himself who he is in the latter days. Let's get this in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 5. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. That's Esau Edom, man. You lifted up, you're prideful as hell, but your spirit ain't right. And the reason why, because you guys are not supposed to be in that position, man. You guys really supposed to be serfs. But that's how it be when you put somebody who have never had nothing on top. They show that, you know, a bride used to McDonald's, and you take her to roof, Chris, she's not going to know how to act. You know, you take this bride to a wine spot, and all of a sudden y'all got, no, this is a wine spot, baby. And now you embarrassed. But again, this is how Esau worked here in these latter days, man. He's prideful as hell, and he's really supposed to be in servitude. But again, here in these latter days, the Heavenly Father set up the basis of man to rule over the nation of Israel. Let's continue on. It says, but the just shall live by faith. And we have faith that the Heavenly Father will take him down. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, his philosophies, democracy, you know, and the ultimate philosophy that he's finna get ready to push forth is that new world order. Let us have everything, and we're going to divide it equally throughout the whole world. That's why the C-HIP will be pushed forth throughout the whole world, because these bankers, these elites, these higher-ups, they're going to hoard all the resources. And they're going to ration them out into the people who have that tiny little device inside them, man. And those rations will not satisfy you. It's more than enough, man. It's more than enough land. It's more than enough water. But again, under the wicked, he's hoarding these things because he's trying to make a ticket. Let's continue on, though. It says, neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desire as hell. Yes, you don't want to stay over here in the Western Hemisphere. You over there in the Middle East. You in Venezuela. You're taking oil. You're taking this. You're trying to control the Strait of Hormuz. All these different things is showing you who the devil is. The greedy E, because that's the characteristics that the Heavenly Father installed within him. This nigga Esau don't share, man. He don't even share with other Edomites. So how much more you niggas, man? Let's go ahead and read a little bit more. It says, neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Yes. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You already have complete control. You already have rulership, but you're doing too much on top. You want this, you want that. You want friends to pull in their ear. You want Brendan do this. You want, no, man. The Heavenly Father is going to get ready to cut all this BS that you're trying to do short. Continuing on, though. It says, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth, which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. Yes, because he's a known stealer upon the planet Earth, but he's robbing Peter to pay Paul, man. That's the spirit that Esau do, because they in a lot of debt with China, and we already know they in a lot of debt with the bankers, man. But again, this devil, no matter what he do, and no matter what continent he at, you know, it can be him in the United States, it can be him in the form of Britain. Because a lot of the proxy wars that goes on is a cover-up for these devils to come and kill everybody and take the resources. You know? And it's just not getting to a point where the people are realizing who this guy is. Let's go ahead and get another one. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And yes, these different think tanks, these different means that they have, Bilderberg, the G7 summit. It's not like they're talking about the soccer or the world game. No, man. They're talking about trying to take down the nation of Israel and set up their own wicked empire. That's what they do. It says when the morning is light, they practice it, yes. Because again, they put those things into physical work. Just like the sea hip. It's going to get to a point where that sea hip is going to come to light and they're going to practice that in front of the whole world. Because it is in the power of their hand, Job 9:24. Which ultimately the Heavenly Father gave this guy complete control. But look what he's doing with it. He's showing himself with it, man. It's not like he's ruling with integrity. Oh, Esau did better than I thought. No, the Heavenly Father knew exactly what this man was going to do when he got in power, man. Going back into that Daniel, the 4th chapter, the Lord raising up the bases of men. Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, and they covered the fields and take them by violence in houses and take them away. So he ain't like if I may, we doing, no, they taking shit, man. Robbers and killers, the thief coming up to steal and to kill and to destroy. You guys haven't learned this yet. They just got on to it. But this guy, he's been doing these things for eons. Let's continue on. It says, and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man. And that's what this guy do when he's in power. That's what he do when he got money. He's not going to do anything to your benefit. No, he's doing all these things for your destruction. It says, Sirach 14:3, riches are not commonly for a niggard. And what should an envious man do with money? And that's it. Because you can say, yeah, that's with niggas who never had nothing, man. Especially when it comes to this truth, because this truth is considered riches. This truth is considered better than rubies and valuable. But how much more are corner riches, man? A guy that's envious, you got $100. That's what Gucci man said. I got $100. You got $20, and you want me to get you in the clothes so I can be for cheap? No, man. This guy, he got $200 million trillion, and he's trying to get the 20 cent out your bank account, man. This nigga got a stock in Johnson & Johnson, but he want the extra $53 that come out your check every week, man. Telling you that this guy, he can never have enough. Continuing on, he that gathereth by defrauding his own soul. And how did you gather all these riches? Through lying, cheating, and stealing, man. And ultimately, that payback will come back in the form of those thermonuclear missiles. Continuing on, it says, gathers for others that shall spend his goods righteously. Yes, so all the things that you are hoarding up, all the things that you got, the gold, the silver, the resources, the lithium. Niggas love, Esau love lithium. He love them batteries, man. Rare earth minerals, gems. Guess what? It's going to really go into the true leaders, man. It's going to go into who it truly belongs to. Because again, look what you're doing with that. You put these different materials in the hunt program. You trying to flip the CERN and all these different. No, man. Just sit back and run your rulership. That's how you know you're not supposed to be in control, because you're doing too much. If everything was right and everything was righteously, everything would run smooth. There wouldn't be no need for you to make a new law. There wouldn't be no need for you to put an excuse and create a boogeyman so you can go into the Middle East. No. That just shows that you're doing wrong, bro. Continuing on, though. Let's jump down a little bit. It says, verse 8, an envious man hath an wicked eye, and he turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. Again, you have complete control of the whole world. You had control of majority of the resources. Now you want control of all the resources. That's why Klaus Schwab made a statement, you shall own nothing and be happy. What that mean? You're not going to own it. They're going to take away the resources, man. The land that you live on, from the water that you drink, and even from the air that you breathe. This is the thing that the so-called white man have been planning for years, man. In those plans, we can see him run these different plays. Bill Gates buying up all the land, you know? Elon Musk doing this stuff, you know? And even the things that they don't even push forth, man. Synchron. They trying to sync you into the computer. All these different things is just making it evident who the higher ups and the leaders and the bankers are, man. You know, continuing on though. It says a covetous man is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. A wicked man, it's like a wicked eye envieth his bread. Yes, you got the world, but you want more. It says he is a nigger at the table. Yes, you don't know how to act. You acting like a nigga at the table, man. When you supposed to be royal, you supposed to be carrying yourself a certain way, and ultimately you supposed to be like, oh, I got enough or more than enough, man. Even Solomon said Solomon had more than enough riches, man. It was so fruitful during the reign of Solomon that everybody dwelt on their own tree. You know, there wasn't no robbing and killing. It wasn't no, we finna take over Elam. No. They just send them some gold and they're gonna bring them frankincense here. That's how it's supposed to be. Even in the kingdom of heaven, we're not gonna overtake the nations or take over their land. No, we're gonna give them their blessing, which ultimately the Lord blessed these different heathens with these different lands and these different resources. But at the same time, when the so-called white man is in power, he threw everything off course. And the reason why he's hoarding up all these resources, let's go back right here to this article called The Medium. It came out last year. It says the rich are hoarding wealth because they know what's coming. They know Yahweh Shai is on his way, man. You know, he ain't like these devils is, like we're not ignorant into sane devices. And this devil, he's not ignorant into the Heavenly Father devices, man. You know, continuing on. Collapse is baked in their business plans. The rich keep getting richer. This much is clear. But what's often left unsaid is how they're doing it. Not just through the usual exploitation, but by actively steering the world towards catastrophe while shedding themselves from the fallout. Yes, so they leading these different countries to make their dollar crash. They're leading these different cities to fail. These different they bankrupt countries seeing an economic hit, man. So they can come over and take the resources. Why they doing this shit from a bunker? Or someplace in Sweden. It says, let's cut through the noise. The ultra wealthy are not just accumulating wealth, they are hoarding it, stockpiling fortunes at a rate so obscene it makes the concept of money itself feel ridiculous. And that's how even Solomon said, all this shit is vanity. Because once you're rich, really everything becomes free. So what's after that? You got all the money in the world. What's after that, man? Come on now. Telling you this guy, he's not no true ruler. He's centered around greed, man. He's centered around covetousness, a horse leech, man, who can never be satisfied. Continuing on, though, it says, while the rest of us get luxury on cutting back, drive less, eat less meat, recycle, make do with less. Yes, you scrambling. But this nigga, during the pandemic, it was a lot of millions and billionaires being made once again. Overnight niggas become millionaires, man. But you struggling. Continuing on. It says they are securing their bunkers, buying up remote islands, and building escape plans for the very collapse they are accelerating. So they are taking up all the resources upon the whole world so they can basically dish them back out. And in order for you to get the thing that they dish out, they're going to have that sea hip to do it, man. That's why the Lord's going to have to take this nigga down. Because if he don't, no flesh shall be saved, man. The ecosystem is messed up, And ultimately, that's going to lead to the animals dying. That's going to lead to the people dying. And that's going to even lead to the E dying. Because he's that beast man who would kill everything and even himself, man. Why? Because of his greed. And that's even telling you that you come from your forefather Esau. He was greedy. That's why he was hungry as hell. He wanted some food. And he sold his birthright for it. So now you're greedy. You want to eat everything now. You ate the polish. Now you want to eat everything. Let's continue on. And make no mistake, collapse is not just some distant dystopian fantasy. We are already deep into a poly-crisis. Climate change, biodiversity loss, resource overshoot, economic instability, and authoritarian creep, all feeding into one another like an unstoppable chain reaction. And again, you can't stop this because it's really the will of the Heavenly Father. Even Esau, he think he got control of the boat. But the Lord, he's been getting ready to flip it over here in these latter days because of your greed, man. That's one thing the Lord hates is a greedy man and a covetous man. Especially if you prideful on top of that. Your destruction is imminent. The only thing we got to do is watch it play out. So yeah, I pray this video is edifying. To give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kakodash. I want to give double honors to my apostle, Ellis Ray Millstone, and Shalom.